What is up, everyone? Here we are back in our Final Fantasy playthrough of Reborn to Endwalker, episode 23. Hope everyone's doing very well. We're going to go ahead and complete the Lord of the Inferno quest right now, so let's go ahead and get into it. And don't worry, my glasses are clean this time. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. Oh, Thancred. My late arrival nearly cost Akira her life. I wasn't there when the Amaja took her prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served her to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle she survived, but that does not excuse the fact that she should never have gone to face such dangers alone. I failed her utterly. Just as I'm failing you. Oh, Thancred, don't be so hard on yourself. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Yara, it's good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia of with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear. And now we can put paid to our long investigation. Dude, you were just like telling her how scared you were that she would have died, you know, blah, 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 that it was your fault. Yeah, well, time be there on a time. As we suspected, the Amaja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa Lamosa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been cautious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of aether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can be often traced back to a primal, which leaves us why the way of the abduction. Well, god damn it! I'm sorry, everybody. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well in the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which the primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or aetheric coalescence, which grants the being physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers. Worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. Well, I guess my glasses can't play an excuse. I just suck at reading, apparently. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence, as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not sculpt to create followers. They do this by tempting mortals, a process to which you yourself are subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust now you begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait. Metacalious planning, such as elaborate designs, are a new development, and one from which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. Or forbearing, I don't know. While I share your concern, my presence feeling is one of relief as you are safe return. Ah, the immortal flames assure me that they will deal with the aftermath, so no need to concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Kiara. You may not be sure, it won't last long. Once people learn the identity of the hero who failed Ifrit, I fear you will have nearly a moment to yourself. Oh, who fared Ifrit, not feared. Fared. Blech. Hey, wait, you checking me out or something, man? Whether she intended to or no, Ophelia neglected to tell you something. Something I think would be best for you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempted abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death. The flames with whom you were in prison included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you on that would not do this if there were any other resource. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, and no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Kiara. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the loss of his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lies? Lusos would have never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Well, I hope he learned his lesson. Alright. Let's go ahead and talk to Menphilia. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Azoria. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought or reward, confronting Taida and Papalemo, and that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Kiara, or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Menphilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lamosa, to offer said hero a place and honor within our ranks. Okay. As you can see here, your recent experts have gathered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Erosia. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to instill a new recruit, that they have evidences as their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how Kiara's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of her triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Beep, beep, beep. Your reputation precedes you, Mistress Musanade. It is no ordinary woman who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learn that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adler has need of variant women such as you. Join our strength to ours, friend, and together we will ensure the peace of our reigns over the Twelveswood. With a pleasure to finally meet you, Mistress Mitsunade. My comrades speak to you in the most glowing terms. A woman of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join our strength to ours, friend, and together we will secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not extravagant when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It's only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength with ours together and let's see the grand vessel of Limsa Lamosa to the shores of glory. You know what? That's all very, it's all very tempting, but, you know, Lady Minfilia? Very well. I'm not quite sure you know reminding. Maybe a brief summary of the situation would help you clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the materia, economic, and technological resource of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Nerosia: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lamosa, the Order of the Twin Adler of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nations to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful services, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which Grand Company best describes you, be at ease. The commitment you make this day not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I can see that it's no small choice for you to face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Kiara hear our leader speak, then return here with her decision. We eagerly await your answer. Well, yeah, you in trouble. I know fully well that the adventurers are by their nations a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited for the discipline of military service. But I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is inciting in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of a great power, Kiara, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet, know that great power, it won't attract attention, not at all friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs to be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one woman. In the midst of the Grand Company, however, you will be one woman amongst many. A friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely on your aid, and the 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Company seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Erosia as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this ink pearl with you at all times. It allows you to stay in touch regardless of location. Erosia is changing, Kiara, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say that morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there are not aught we can't achieve. Now it's time for you to make ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Totoro. She will appraise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Well, I mean, I've already made my decisions. I've already looked into the Grand Company, and really there's no differences. So, you know what? We're going to go with our home. We're going to go with Gridania. Because, you know, that's our home. Oh, Tataru, you little snitch, where are you? I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Kiara. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know when and where the remembrance services are to be taking place. If all goes plans, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adler, will hold the first of the 3 services. The Elder Seed Seeker, Kane-san, will deliver her address at Mio Kento's amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point, due to the organizational challenges involved, assembling of the involvement parties, also that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that. So go to Gridania for your first port of call. Next, you'll go to Olda, where the Flame General Adeline Rail will be addressing the masses at the Royal Pomegranate. Oh, and it's rumored that there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom in Linsa Lamosa, where the Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merweb Lofshin Win will be giving her address. I cannot pronounce that. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify her to the sentry and he will admit you. Got it? Got it. Well, off you go. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-state in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may very well change to your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Well, alright then. We'll just return to Gridania. I believe after we choose the Grand Company is when we get our Chocobo, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elizin. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on that
high
bloody
roads without
Ixal.
fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I realized I still had the mic muted. Well, at least you don't have to listen to me horribly read. Alright, so up to that point. Oh man, and I was reading it so good too. Oh well. I was like, shit. I mute my mic during the cinematics just in case, you know, somebody knocks or comes in or something. So y'all don't have to hear that. Alright, well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. And we'll pick off in the next one where we'll go and try and assist Silvery in hunting Pois. And then we'll continue on with the main storyline. So until then, everyone, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as it really helps the channel out. All that good stuff. You all be safe out there. Stay swag. I will see you all in the next one.